Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I know it's been a while since I've touched base, and if you've been following me for a while, you'll know it's usually because I'm trying to process something. As always going through something. And today was my cleaning day, and I'm just chilling out, resting. But I wanted to actually share some reflections with you, specifically on dreams. So, when it comes to dreams, I've made a couple of videos about dreams before, but I'm thinking I need to talk about them a bit more because dreams have been such a profound part of my spiritual journey. It's one of the main ways that I get information about my life when it comes to, let's say, crossroads points, or when I need to know something on a deeper level. They're very revealing for me. And that's what's actually calling me to make this video. First, I'll say, when it comes to dreams, there are a few types of dreams, and I'm not going to name them all here, but one of the types of dreams that people have is probably one of the most common. One is I'll call processing dreams. It's basically where you're either processing stuff that you've seen or experienced throughout the day, the things that you've talked about, that you've read about, maybe also that, the people that you've talked to, stuff like that. Very common. And we may not really remember those kinds of dreams. Okay? Another type of dream is what I call a healing dream. So it's kind of like a processing dream where you're processing stuff, but it's more emotionally challenging things. So you may be processing deeper levels of emotion that need to be experienced while you're sleeping because you're in a more open and vulnerable state. So you may have dreams that are triggering. Some of them may be horrifying because you need to connect to a level of self that has experienced a lot of pain. I've talked about this before in one of my other videos. And you may also experience dreams where you're trying to process grief, process fear. Maybe something good is happening and you're trying to process a level of heart expansion that brings you into a greater state of love. There's all kinds of healing dreams that you can have. There's also prophetic dreams that are not as common, but prophetic dreams are pretty direct. There's not a lot of symbolism. Sometimes there is, I guess, depending on the person, but there may not be a lot of symbolism with a prophetic dream. It's pretty direct. Like, you may have a dream of somebody telling you something very specific. Like, this is going to happen. Pay attention to X, Y, and Z. It's very in your face. And when you wake up, you feel like, wow, that was definitely something that I need to pay attention to. It has a great impact. But I want to open things up to talk very briefly about another type of dream that you may have. And this is a very recent realization that I've had. It's another kind of processing dream. But this kind of processing dream is not necessarily what you've experienced throughout the day in your waking life, or what you've experienced, like what you're healing from. You may also have dreams that have certain symbols in them or certain themes in them that are representations of something that you are experiencing in the moment of that dream, but in the higher realms or in the astral realm. I would say with those kinds of dreams, pay attention if they're like repetitive, like if it's the same thing coming up over and over again, and you can't connect it to like a real life issue, like something that you're trying to heal from, there may be something there that you need to look into, or that you just need to jot down in your dream journal for reflection later. So I realized recently that I've been having dreams that at the time I had them, I didn't know what they meant, but I would write them down. And the memory of these dreams came up during certain experiences that I was having, let's say during meditation. The memory of these dreams would come back, and the image of the dream, or like the visual, like the video of the dream would come up, and then that would serve as a gateway for me to experience the deeper meaning of it. So I was able to feel into it, to relax into it, and get the meaning out of it. And it was at that point that I realized, wow, that wasn't just a dream. That was a reflection, a representation of something that I was experiencing in, maybe you could say, the astral realm. I don't know exactly what realm or the name of it, but something that I was experiencing in the higher realms at that time, that my mind didn't want to translate literally at that moment. So what I would say to you is just to keep your mind and heart open to those kinds of dreams, that you may be experiencing something in the moment that you're having the dream that your mind may not be able to translate literally for whatever reason. Okay? So that's all I wanted to share. Sending you all so much love, and I'll give you more updates as I have the energy to. Take care. Bye-bye.